water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the brown boy Wonder, master of all four elements, could stop them. But when the podcasting world needed him the most, he vanished. 100 years passed, and my brother and I discovered the new brown boy Wonder, an airbender named Abrar. And although his airbending skills are great, he has a lot to learn before he's ready to save anyone. But I believe Abrar can save the podcasting world.
Welcome to the Brown Boy Wonder podcast. We are back for a little Avatar, The Last Airbender, Season 3, Book of Fire. Last week, at the end, it looks like Zuko is a part of the team. We're glad to see him here. But let me introduce my co-star, I'll say. He used to be an actor, but he is Skyler. Skyler, how are you doing today?
Hello, Skyler here.
Yeah. Very nice. I see what we did there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into episode 12 of season 3, The Firebending Masters. We see Zuko teaching Aang firebending. It looks tough.
Yeah. We've reached the point of the show where the show's wrapping up, but we still need to utilize Zuko on the team as much as possible. So the next couple episodes that we talk about today is Zuko going on little missions with almost each team member, one at a time. And this is Zuko and Aang's team up episode, and it starts with Zuko fulfilling his destiny and beginning to teach Aang firebending. And Aang's like, I'm not going to be good at this. And Zuko's like, that's okay. Check this out. I'm really good at firebending. Here we go. And it doesn't work very well, does it?
No, Zuko's firebending is kind of weak. Something's going wrong. Something's going wrong with him.
Yeah, he puts out a little tiny little fire blast, and Zuko even says, "What the fuck was that?"
I don't think he said that, but
he did.
Yeah, he's not himself. Zuko did say the badger moles are the original firebenders.
Nope, that's not what he said at all.
No?
First, I believe Toph said that the badger moles were the original earthbenders.
Oh. I thought that he said firebenders.
No. Why would the badger moles bend fire? That doesn't make any sense.
They're big, you know.
Everyone listening's laughing at you right now.
I know 2 people who are listening, and they're laughing at me.
Oh yeah, we know you.
We know who you are.
We know you're listening while working right now. This is a shout out for you.
Well, we're not talking about Badger from Breaking Bad. We're talking about the Badger moles.
Nope, no. Brandon Mayhew. Come on, I remember his name.
Oh, that's a good trivia question.
Yeah. So they have like a roundtable discussion, being like, Toph is like, I learned how to earthbend real good from the original earthbenders, the badger moles. And Aang's like, that makes sense because the sky bison are the original earthbenders. Mm-hmm. Nobody says what the original waterbenders are. That's got to be in lore somewhere, but I have no idea what animal that would be.
Maybe in Legend of Korra. Maybe they brought that up.
Not that I remember, but it's possible. Okay. But then Zuko is like, well, that's tough luck for us because the original firebenders were the dragons, and they're all dead.
Yeah. It's like Game of Thrones. Ooh. All the dragons are dead until something happens.
And then Aang is like, how can they all be dead? Roku had one. And Zuko's like, you little bald idiot. That was 200 plus years ago. Like, oh, yeah, I guess so. But no, we learned that Sozin Firelord Sozin wasn't just an asshole in the sense that he tried to conquer the whole planet and wiped out all the airbenders. He also started the elite sport of dragon hunting. What a good guy that guy was, huh?
It's messed up. But yeah, they later on they figure out that they had to go to the Sun Warriors place for some wisdom.
Yeah, Aang suggests like if we go to this area where dragons used to be and where these Sun Warriors used to be, maybe I can spiritually connect and we can figure out a solution there. And I also want to mention Katara's being a real bully to Zuko.
We understand from the last few episodes that she doesn't trust him at all.
No, and I'm not saying that she's wrong to not trust him because he did some bad stuff, quite a bit. But like, he openly says like, I can't firebend right now. This like, I don't know what to do. I can't teach Aang. This is a real problem. She starts laughing at him, and he's like, okay, I guess I deserve that.
Well, Katara is always on business on these things.
Yeah, she stands on business since day one.
Yeah, since day one.
All right, so Aang and Zuko decide we got to go to this Sun Warriors place. Let's go check this out.
Yeah, they found a mystical gemstone, and they had to do this little dance just to get into this little secret room.
Did you like them solving the booby traps to get through?
I like that. It kind of reminds me of Uncharted, like Among Thieves. Those type of
yeah, a little bit.
What do they call them? It's like puzzle pieces.
Yeah, puzzles. You
There
gotta solve the puzzle to get through.
Yeah, so it kind of reminded me of that. But yeah, they're I don't know if you noticed, like they're trying to do that Dragon Ball Z fusion.
They did their dance does end with a fusion. I did.
Yeah.
Think of that, yeah. Yeah, they solved the puzzle by doing the dance. And there's a big like idol object, kind of like Indiana Jones idol.
Mm-hmm.
And Zuko's like, I'm gonna touch it. And Aang's like, I don't want to touch it. And Zuko just says, shut up, and he touches it. And then they get in trouble.
Yeah, they get stuck for a few hours until
there's like a big sticky green goo like shoots them to the ceiling.
Yeah, it's like the Nickelodeon slime, but sticky.
Oh, there you go, Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
Makes sense now.
I feel like this show is very referenced to other things.
Every once in a while, yeah.
I mean, last time when Aang was dreaming, he was dressed up as Goku. So,
So they get stuck in this trap, and yeah, they're there for a while until some dudes show up, and it's the Sun Warriors. They're like, we're not gone, we're not extinct, we're not dead, we're here, and now you're in trouble because you're trespassing in our little area.
That's a cool name, Sun Warriors.
Yeah. Champions of the Sun. Fighter of the Nightman.
Nightman?
Yeah, don't worry. The two people listening right now will understand.
Oh, okay. But yeah, they're still alive. After all these years, they're like a native tribe, and they've been there. They're the original firebenders.
They're like the original students, like descendants of the original students of the original firebenders. They're dragon people in a cultural sense.
So the Targaryens.
Maybe kinda.
A little bit.
Zuko and Aang says, "Listen, I don't like to play this card, but I'm the Avatar." I'm like, dude, you say that all the time. Come on.
Yeah, every episode.
He tried to get a free like train ticket by saying that one time.
Oh yeah, every episode he says that.
And they're like, they give their case where we're here to get in touch with like firebending, the original masters of firebending. We need help. I'm the Avatar, please. And they're like, "All right, we'll take you to the Masters, but if you're not on the level, you're gonna die by fire, really bad." I'm like, all right, well, what else do we have to lose? I guess.
Yeah. They well, I don't want to spoil it now, but the two surviving dragons in the world, they're
Literally
called
just spoiled it.
oh shit. um, well, there we go. Well, Ran and Shaw. I think that's their names.
Oh.
Uh, I I think they said I don't know if they. I was reading. I was like, that's their names. I don't think they mentioned in the episode.
They definitely said their names in the episode.
Oh, okay. Maybe I was just not listening.
I mean, come on, what are you doing? We're almost at the end of the show, and you're not listening.
Yeah, it's
Aang and Zuko had to carry the Olympic torch up the mountain. Don't
yeah.
let the fire go out. And then they get up there. Aang's an idiot. He let the fire go out.
Well, I do want to say I like the scene because they were playing the end theme or end theme song of each episode. They're doing that.
I popped hard for that. I thought that was really cool. Because you hear that chanting and over the credits of every episode,
Yeah.
and then it comes into play here diegetically, and you're like, oh, it was the Sun Warriors the whole time. Destiny.
I do love when they play the theme song of each like show. Like for example, Breaking Bad. Spoiler alert: when Walter White was looking at the tube and they're playing the theme song. I was like, oh yeah.
At the tube.
He was looking at the TV. He was showing. He was looking at himself like, oh, he's wanted.
The television.
Sorry, I was thinking of
called it the tube. How old are you?
No, James Gordon said it in Dark Knight.
Why do you? Okay, this is like the multiple times this week you've brought up the character of Commissioner Gordon to me, which that's not the weird part for our bar. He's always talking about something Batman, but you're now calling him James Gordon like you're on first name basis with this fictional character. Why are you doing that? What's going on?
We went to the same academy.
You did not.
Sorry, guys, I did not. But yeah, it reminded me of that episode towards the end of Breaking Bad. But yeah, it's pretty much same here with at the end of the series. So they're doing that, which is pretty cool.
Very Breaking Bad heavy episode here, I suppose.
Oh yeah, I did mention Badger. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, they you go ahead.
And now, who would have thought? No one spoiled it before. The last two surviving dragons come out.
Yeah, Rand and Shaw, or Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw. Jason Statham and Dwayne Johnson fly out and start spinning around. And it was mentioned earlier, talking about how Zuko was saying that all the dragons are dead.
Yeah,
and he said he was telling the story of it, that how Sozen started the tradition of hunting dragons, and if you killed a dragon, you earned the title of dragon. It's like, wait a minute. Iroh's called the Dragon of the West.
Ooh.
And then he says, yep, Iroh, my uncle killed the last of them. And Aang's like, I thought your uncle was a good guy. And Zuko's like, he had a complicated past. Must run in the family.
That's a good line.
But we get here, and we learn that Iroh's past wasn't so complicated because he did not kill the last dragon. He let them go, and he lied about it.
Yep.
Because he's a cool dude. He's a righteous dude.
Yeah, that's why we like Iroh.
Oh yeah.
I mean, right now, as we know, in this episode, like he's ripped.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for him to when I think I don't know if we've seen him in these episodes, but when we see him, he's gonna be ripped.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen him since he broke out. And if I remember correctly, the episodes that we're talking about today, we don't see him. But we'll see him. We'll see him eventually.
He's with Arnold and Sly in his Game Plan 4.
Yep. Arnold, Sly, Hobbs and Shaw are here. We got all the action stars are coming out for the end of this show.
Oh yes.
So the dragons are flying around. Zuko and Aang do their fusion dance that they learned before.
Yes, sir.
And the dragons are like, hey, that was pretty cool. You guys are all right. And then they breathe a big fire like they're going to kill them, but the fire doesn't kill them. It's like a metaphysical, colorful fire, and it spiritually awakens them and teaches them everything they need for firebending. Zuko learns, like, my fire was always like powered by my yearning to capture the avatar and all that stuff, but as soon as I gave up on that goal, I like lost my strength for it. But now I realize that I have a new goal, and that's what will power me from now on.
Yeah, I think the Sun Warriors. I don't know if they said it or someone said it. Firebending is destruction. Oh, it's not destruction. It's energy and life.
Yeah, it's a different way to look at it.
Yeah, because you get the energy from the sun, photosynthesis, all that.
Synthesis. That's right.
Um,
And so now Zuko is ready to actually teach Aang firebending. We've did it. We've done it.
The funny part is that the chief of the Sun Warriors said, "Don't tell anyone about us." Something like that.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna kill you. That's what he said.
He's like, I'm just joking. Or was he?
I don't know.
So
then,
Zuko, yeah.
I was gonna say they go back to the gang and they do their little dance, and then everyone's like, "That's it? You learn how to do a little dance?"
Yeah, it's like a little Return of the Jedi moment.
What? Which part? At the end, where they blow up the Death Star and they're all dancing, and Billy D. Williams is clapping.
Yeah.
All right.
And the Ghost Force is there.
Ghost Force. That's isn't no the Ghost Corps. That's Ghostbusters now.
Oh man, I'm all over the place.
This is a really stupid discussion we're having. Anyways, more or less, that's the end of this episode. We're back on track for firebending. Is the point of this one?
Yeah, Zuko's powers are restored, and Aang's no longer fears or hates firebending.
Yeah, he's ready.
I do have an interesting fact for this episode.
Hit me.
All right. This is the only episode of the franchise to air on a Tuesday. Usually they air on Fridays at 7 p.m. on Nickelodeon.
That's terrible. Is this going to be a thing? Is this going to be a thing where, like, because we talked about last time how, like, the writer's strike blocked everything up for this, right? Is this going to be a thing where the interesting fact for the next episode is this is the only one to come out on a Wednesday?
No. This is
the only next one is this one's only come out on a Thursday, and then the finale came out on the Friday. Is that what's going to happen?
No. This is the only time. This is the only time.
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. But the next episode is another two-parter, and it's called The Boiling Rock.
Yeah, season 3, episode 13, 14, whatever you're looking at. The Boiling Rock. In the beginning, Zuko's joke did not land with the others. Do you remember his joke?
No, what was his joke?
Well, he didn't say his joke, he just said the punchline.
Oh, right. He was like, he was making tea for everybody. And he said, my uncle had a joke about tea. I don't know how it goes, but the guy said this. And nobody laughed. He's like, yeah, I know.
The invasion force are in the Boiling Rock, which is pretty much in the middle of a volcano.
Oh, bro, I'm so on to you.
What happened?
So the Western Air Temple, which we talked about last time, that came out July 14th, 2008. Firebending Masters came out July 15th. Boiling Rock, both parts, was July 16th. The next episode is the 17th. The next episode is the 18th. And the finale's on the 19th. I'm so on to you. You're going to say, oh, this is the only episode to come out on a Wednesday. I'm ready for it.
I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, so
we're on to them, folks. We know what's going to happen.
No. So Sokka sneaks to the Boiling Rock, but Zuko caught him.
You're ahead of yourself here, my friend.
Am I?
Yeah, first we'll say that Zuko's going around trying to be nice to everyone, and Katara's still
Yeah.
good on the cold shoulder, and he's like, all right, whatever. We'll get there when we get there. That's next episode.
Hmm.
And Sokka is like, hey, buddy, you know about Fire Nation stuff. If there were prisoners, like specifically war prisoners, like specifically my dad is a war prisoner right now, where would he be? And Zuko says, you don't want to know. Trust me, you don't want to know.
No.
And Sokka's like, no, you got to tell me. And Zuko says, all right, there's this place called the Boiling Rock. It's this prison inside a volcano on an island on the outskirts of the Fire Nation, and it sucks, and you don't want to go there, and it's bad, and don't go there. Sokka, don't go. And Sokka's like, all right, I won't go. But then he tries to sneak and go.
Yeah.
He tries to go on Appa, and Zuko's just chilling in the little Appa saddle, and he's like, where you going?
Yeah, he knew. He knew his devious plan.
Because Zuko, this is the point where you realize Zuko understands that he's got to do loyalty missions. He has to do the side quests to get everyone to like him.
Yeah, it's he's playing GTA right now.
And he's like, all right, I did Aang's, now I got to do Sokka's. So he says, listen, there's no Sky Bison parking at the Boiling Rock. We're going to take my war balloon. And that's what they do.
They
Two
did
of them go off and leave a little note. I think the note says like, need meat gone hunting, something like that.
Yes, that'll come later on at the end of the episode.
We'll be back. Going to get some milk and a pack of cigarettes. We'll be back.
Yeah, cigarettes.
And then Zuko left Aang homework.
Yeah, he's like, man, I get homework.
He's got to continue training.
Yeah, but he's a kid. Oh, no, he's the Avatar.
Come on.
I got it. Now I understand the show. I got it.
Now there's only 4 episodes left.
Yeah, now I get it. Now I understand the premise. Sokka and Zuko are connecting on their way.
One of the best conversations in the entire show. Where Sokka asks something along the lines of, "Who'd you have to leave behind to join us?" And he's like, my girlfriend May. And he's like, oh, that gloomy looking chick? He's like, yeah, she's my type, and I love her, and I had to leave, and she probably hates me and wants to kill me with knives. And Sokka's like, yeah, I get it. My last girlfriend became the moon. And then one of the great quotes of the entire show is Zuko's response. He says, that's rough, buddy.
Yeah, it is really tough to be Sokka. We didn't mention about Sokka's freaks, but Zuko's freak is May, I guess, right?
I guess they're freaks in the sense that Zuko and May match each other's freak.
Yeah.
Right. So
I think that's the bottom line. If you gotta match someone's freak, it's
because Stone Cold said so.
Because Stone Cold said so. They crash landed. Boom.
Yeah. Science. Because they're going over a hot volcano, and so the hot air of the hot air balloon, it ain't doing anything. So the whole balloon starts to fall. That's science. Whoever wrote this show had a textbook. They knew.
I think Neil deGrasse Tyson wrote the show, right?
No, because he would have been like, people can't bend water and fire. It's like, shut up.
Okay, then it's Bill Nye, the science guy.
All right, yeah. Bill Nye was here. Guy. We'll allow that.
Okay. Yeah, so Sokka and Zuko disguised themselves as the soldiers of the Fire Nation.
We're
they encountered
this prison.
Yeah. They encountered a fire-bending prisoner not behaving. They told Sokka to put him in the cooler.
Ooh. You know what I kept thinking of every time they mentioned the cooler, which they do quite a bit in this episode?
What?
Batman and Robin. You can't survive outside of the cold zone. Jesse Ventura. That's what I was thinking of every time. They put you in the cold zone.
They hopefully someone did their laundry.
Laundry service that delivers. All right. We've evolved to the point where we just reference other things. That's all that's happening here, and I apologize for it.
It's okay because Zuko is trying to get intel from the guards.
Yeah. They're like, take your helmet off, relax. And he's like, no.
No. If you
Like
got,
that scene in The Mandalorian, we're referencing other things. That scene in The Mandalorian, remember?
oh yeah,
Season whatever that was. Had to have been 2 because I didn't watch season 3.
season 3 is okay.
All right, I believe
That's the
you.
best. But yeah, it's just like that. Zuko trying to get some information. But the warden is here.
Yep. Spooky warden guy.
I do want to say that the prison reminds me of, again, we're referencing stuff. Shawshank Redemption. The
All
whole
right,
prison.
wait. Try that again. Say it again.
Shawshank Redemption.
All right, there you go. That was your redemption. You did it.
Thank you. Yeah, I get that. It kind of looks like that prison.
Kind of looks like that prison. I'm gonna disagree.
Okay.
I don't think it looks like that prison at all.
Okay.
It looks like it in the sense that there are prisoners.
Sure. Like the show, Prisoners.
Oh my god!
I think we went to 20 references in this one episode here.
Someone needs to count them all up. It's not gonna be me though, because there's gonna be more.
Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like the invasion force are not at the Boiling Rock prison.
Yes, they're looking around for Sokka's dad, and he's not here. But somebody is here.
Yes, Sokka spotted Zuki.
Suki's here.
I like Zuki.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
because she matches Sokka's freak.
so I was thinking overnight about this. I
Alright.
think Princess Yue matches Sokka's freak final because she's the moon.
Yeah, she became the moon though.
Yeah, that's how much she loves Sokka because she became the moon. So the end.
All right. We'll have to now. I'll have to think about this overnight, and I'll come back to you next time.
All right. Well, Sokka enters Suki's room, her
Yes,
cell.
still in disguise,
Uh,
and he does the whole. You know, it's kind of like the aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper? Another reference.
yes.
But he tries to put a big smooch on her, and he is ready to kick his ass.
Yeah.
But then his helmet falls off, and she's like, "Oh no, I'll smooch you. You're Sokka."
Yeah, literally Luke and Layla right there. Well,
Layla?
I don't think they smooch, but
Who's Layla?
Layla. Oh, Lay. That's not her. That's her name. Right? Princess Layla from Star Wars.
It says Layla.
Yeah, is that her name?
It is now.
Carrie Fisher's character.
Yeah,
Star Wars.
Carrie Fisher in Star Wars played Princess Layla.
Yeah, Layla. Layla was Suki there.
Leia.
Leia. Oh, like Lay chips. Gotcha. Leia. What did I say? Leela?
This episode's a nightmare. Let's keep going.
Yeah, so they're like, yay, they're back together after a long time.
Yeah, we're gonna bust you out of here.
Yeah. But Zuko was outside and he got caught.
Yeah, because another guard was trying to go in, and so Zuko's best way to distract her, stop her, is just to attack her. Couldn't think of anything else.
No, yeah, just arm
Then,
wrestled him.
to keep his own cover, Sokka helped arrest Zuko.
Yes.
And I guess his thought process was, I'm already breaking out one prisoner, and you're busted, so I might as well just break you both out.
Yeah.
Keep the cover. It doesn't not make sense.
No, we do know that Sokka is the master of plans, so he's doing pretty good here.
A lot of the plans do fail.
Yeah.
As of late, though, so it's fine. So Zuko gets interrogated by the warden, and the warden's like, "You're a traitor prince, and you're scum, and you're awful and stupid, and you got a stupid eye, and I'm gonna keep you here because you broke up with my niece." And it's like, uh-oh.
Niece?
This is May's uncle. It was his niece, right? He's his uncle. He's her uncle. Something like that.
Yeah, niece. But yeah, May is the warden's uncle. So
No. May is the warden's niece.
May is yes, thank you. I'm off the rails here.
Man, when you move on to talk about your next show, it's the next person better be ready to wrangle you in because and that person's listening right now. I know they are. It's
Well,
your job. You got to keep them on track.
yes, after Avatar, I am doing another
No, no, no,
rewatch.
no, no, no. Don't
Well,
say
I'm not.
it.
I'm not saying. I'm not going to say the show.
Gotta be a surprise.
It is a big surprise. I'll post it on Twitter or all of that stuff. I'll be doing something else. But we're still talking about Avatar here. Zuki and Zuko are together, but Zuko kind of burned Zuki's village, so Zuki doesn't really like him that much.
Yeah, she's a bit more matter of fact about it than say Katara is right now. Katara's very angry, and Suki's kind of like, "Yeah, no, we've met. you burned my village down," and he's like, okay." I made the joke when watching it, like he pulls out a little notebook and like all the people he has to do quests for now, he just writes her name down. He's like, "All right, there's another one."
Perfect. Sokka is testing his plan to escape. Like I said, it was just like the escape plan with Arnold and Sly.
The plan he comes up with is to use the cold zone.
Yeah.
To use the cold room. What was it actually called? Doesn't matter.
No.
It's the cold zone now. They're gonna like deconstruct the cold zone because it's insulated to keep the cold in, which means it'll keep the heat out. So we can use it as a little boat to get across the boiling river. That's the plan.
But
So in order to do that, we got to get someone in there with a little wrench.
yeah, and that is the prisoner that Sokka put in the cooler. I forgot his name.
It was Zuko, I think. Yeah, well, I was gonna say the big tough prisoner guy that we saw get put in there earlier. He kind of joins the team because he overhears the plan. And he's like, "I'm part of this now, or else you're all in trouble. I'm gonna tell everyone if you don't let me escape with you."
Yeah, I forgot his. I'll just call him Jesse Ventura, the body.
Sure, yeah.
So he's part of the plan.
So Zuko gets thrown in the cold zone, and he unscrews all the bolts and gets it ready for the plan.
Yeah, Sokka and Zuko overheard that war prisoners are coming to the Boiling Rock, and they're thinking, "Oh, that must be the invasion force, at least."
Yep.
Well,
so now he's having second thoughts about leaving just now.
yeah.
They get the little cold zone pod to the river, and the big prisoner brought two more people, like his friend and his girlfriend. And he was like, "They're coming too." And
That's like what, 5 people in that small boat?
yeah, it was not gonna work.
No.
But then Sokka decides, he's like, "Listen, if there's a chance that Dad's showing up now, I'm not leaving now, so I gotta stay. You guys go." And Zuko's like, "I'm not gonna. You think I'm gonna go back without you? You think Katara's gonna like that? I'm not leaving." And then Suki is like, "Sokka, you're my bae. I'm not leaving either." And then the big prisoner guy is like, "Well, I don't even know you guys. I'm out of here."
Yeah.
So he and his goons hop in and they start to sail away. And they immediately bungle it. He burns his hand and screams, and they all see him, and it didn't work. Oops.
Yeah, I mean, they were sweating in that little bunker there, in that little boat there.
It's hot.
Yeah, it's boiling.
Yeah. Even in the cold zone.
Even Toph can see that.
All right.
Yeah, so they pretty much got caught.
Yeah.
It's not a good plan.
So Sokka, Zuko, and Suki sneak back in and begin to formulate a new plan and hope that the new arriving prisoners is who they're looking for. They watch them arrive, and one by one, people come out of the little gondola.
Yeah.
And a big guy with a beard and tattoos comes out. Zuko's like, "Is that him?"
Not him.
Sokka's like, "No." So a bunch of dudes are coming out, and his dad's not there.
No.
Oh, what a bummer. But then there's a guard that's like, "Hey, you, one last guy, you get out of there." And then there he is.
And that's how you end part 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now part 2.
Now
There's
we
a
gotta.
part. There's a part where the warden fell.
He fell.
I think. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
I know he was like putting the boots to Sokka's dad. Oh, Sokka's dad tripped him. That's what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
there we go. I know. So I knew he fell, but I forgot when. But yeah, it was in the beginning. But Sokka didn't meet his dad in the cell. They're
Yeah,
very happy.
he did the same exact thing that he didn't try to smooch his dad, but he
no, no.
more or less did the same thing that he did to Suki, where he walks in full gear, and Sokka's dad is like, "I'm gonna put you in the dirt if you touch me." Sokka's like, "I gotta take this fucking helmet off."
Yeah,
And they
and
have a little reunion.
after a long time, it's been about a few weeks or a few days ish. No, it's been a few weeks, right? Since they have not seen each other.
Yeah, it's been kind of long, but not too crazy long, I don't think.
At least a month.
Yeah, we'll say a month, sure.
Um.
The length of a writer's strike. How about that?
Oh, that's like 8 months.
Yeah, it was the length of the 2007,
7, 8.
2008 writer's strike. That's how long they hadn't seen each other.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
They are gonna hurt that escaped prisoner guy for answers.
Yeah, they're putting the boots to him.
But guess who showed up?
May showed up.
Yeah, the warden's niece. Haha.
Oh, yes.
Correct myself. Yeah, she's here, and she's pretty much saying like, "Hey, why you left me a note?"
Yeah,
To Zuko.
she heard Zuko was here, so she's coming to confront him. And he's like, "Babe, I'm sorry, but I gotta help the Avatar." And she's like, "That's stupid."
I mean, they gotta understand each other, right? There's a reason why he left. Shouldn't she not understand that?
She understands it, sure, but it doesn't mean she's happy about it.
Ah,
Like, he did just leave a note.
yeah, it's like texting on a breakup.
He sent her a text and said, "I'm leaving, goodbye," instead of a face-to-face.
Not even FaceTime.
But there's reasons for why he did what he did also. Kind of committing grand treason.
Oh,
Not really something that you make face-to-face goodbyes over.
nah, that's true.
I see both sides. I'm on the fence here.
Okay.
Plus, like, what if he's like, "I'm gonna go help the Avatar," and she's like, "What if she said, 'Let me come with you'?" Like, does he want her to come with? Because what if she's in danger then? Then he's making her a traitor from the Fire Nation. I don't know. Or
I don't
what if
know.
she stabs him with knives? What if that happened? I wouldn't want that to happen. I don't think I could take that emotionally and physically. So, like, I see both sides.
I see. Well, again, Zuko's always confused.
He's got a rough life, this guy.
Yeah, he does. Sokka's plan is to start a prison riot and get into the gondola.
Oh yeah, we're gonna start a riot.
That reminds me of like all those prison movies,
Uh-huh.
and I can't name any of them.
Shaw Snake Redemption.
Sean Shake Redemption. It's like that.
Sean Shake Redemption.
What else? Oh, I don't know if you've seen the Raid 2 for those fans out there.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's move on here.
Okay.
So the escaped prisoner falsely accused the guy who was messing with him in the beginning as a traitor, and then it started the riot.
Yeah. There's a really funny bit where they try to start the riot, and who was it? Someone punches somebody.
It was a bald guy.
Oh, it was Sokka's dad,
Yeah.
Dakota. He punches some big skinhead dude, and he's like, come on, fight me. Let's do a riot. And the bald guy's like, why did you punch me? I'm not violent. Leave me alone.
he's
Like, oh, that didn't work.
yeah, he's going through his good guy phrases there, but yeah, that didn't work. But they start.
Then the big dude from earlier, he says,
Yeah.
I'll help. He picks up a whole ass man and says, hey, everybody, let's riot. And that works.
Perfect.
Did skip over right before that. Of course, Azula shows up.
Yes, Azula's here. She's like, hey man, what's going on? She says she's a people's person.
Yeah, she knows that the guard that they arrested earlier is not, in fact, the traitor that they were looking for. So we got this riot started. We need to get away from everyone, and now including Azula as well.
Yeah,
so that's a little difficult.
A little bit. Yeah, the prison riot is happening, all the doors are open. Suki is like Catwoman. She's bouncing off of heads, trying to get onto the gondola.
Yeah. Zuko escapes from May. He locks her in a room and says, I'm sorry, I know this is not going to help our current situation, but I have to leave.
He made it worse.
It happens.
No, it doesn't. But okay, I'll accept it. They are escaping, but Azula and Ty Lee. Oh, yeah, I forgot Ty Lee's also here.
Mm-hmm.
Are trying to get him, and now we got a Zuki versus Azula part 2.
So, the part of the plan is they have to kidnap the warden, because if they were just to take the gondola by themselves, the guards would just cut the line and they'd fall into the boiling lake. So Suki grabs the warden, ties him up, and they get on the gondola. And now they have to escape while being chased by Azula.
Yeah. The Azula was it Azula was cutting the line?
She was. No, I think nobody was cutting the line until the warden got loose for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ran to the window and yelled, "Cut the line!" And they're like, "All right, he knows what he's doing. He's ready to die for this." But no, Azula and Ty Lee, they ran to get on to the gondola to continue to fight them.
Yeah.
Ty Lee was Naruto running, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, here we get the showdown: Zuko versus Azula, and well, I'm gonna say Zuko versus Azula with Sokka in his corner. That's kind of what it is. And then
I know. Yeah.
And then Suki versus Ty Lee. That's the showdown on top of the gondola right now. The
Great match.
the guards do start to cut the line. And Azula, at first I thought Azula's gonna be pissed about that, but then she sees what's happening and she's like, "All right, we'll get out of here later, losers."
May is trying to save the line.
Yes. She runs out and starts taking down guards. And she even squares off with Azula for a second.
Yeah.
And Azula, real pissed, does the whole "What do you think you're doing?" And May says, "You miscalculated. I love Zuko more than I fear you."
Boom. That's what I'm talking about.
And then
that's her man.
Azula throws a massive bitch fit and says, "No, you miscalculated. I'm gonna fucking kill you." and then Ty Lee steps in.
Yeah.
And does the old block the pressure points move on Azula.
Paralyzed.
And hit and goes to May we gotta get out of here, but they don't get out of there. They get arrested.
No. Ty Lee and May betrayed Azula.
Yeah, Ty Lee had her reasons, basically being bullied and gaslit and whatever to follow Azula's orders. It only went as far as about to watch her actual friend May get like killed or whatever. Then she was like, "I'm not following Azula anymore. I'm done. I'm out of here." So Azula suffers a rather big defeat here on two fronts. One, Zuko gets away,
Yeah.
and two, her friends turn on her. Now her friends get arrested, but she now no longer has her squad, her cronies, gone.
She's like Chad Gable when Otis and Akira Tozawa and Maxine left Chad Gable.
Mm-hmm. 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 Now you're referencing modern day wrestling, modern day mid card wrestling too. So that's
No, I think it's gonna be top tier soon. I feel like he's gonna be up there. But yeah, the gang came back to the safe house or safe rocks.
the Air Temple.
Air Temple, thank you.
Put some respect on its name.
Oh, sorry. And Toph says something funny.
What did she say?
You guys didn't bring meat? I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, they said they were going to get meat and they didn't. Oh well, they kind of did. They brought a big meaty man.
Oh,
They brought that prisoner.
Yeah, he's a
because they walk out because they stole Azula's big ass war balloon to escape.
Yeah.
So they walk out and it's Zuko and Sokka and Suki and Sokka's dad, and Katara's like, "Wow, yeah, awesome." And then this big guy just walks out and he's like, "I'm new. Hello."
big meaty man.
What a great dude. We'll see if he adds anything to the show from here on out. He's just kind of here.
He's like what's that little he's not a nerdy kid, but from Harry Potter he slays the snake at the end.
You talking about Neville Longbottom?
Yeah, he's like Neville. I think it's gonna be like the Neville of Avatar at the end. He'll help Aang in that way.
He'll kill a snake.
Something like that.
That's your prediction. All right.
I haven't seen the penguins yet.
Nope.
This Neville thing will happen.
Penguins didn't come back. The pirates haven't come back in the way that you thought they would.
Oh, they'll come back. We still have time.
What else? I mean, Zuko turned good. Did you predict that?
I did, but not when I thought he did. So, like at the end of season 2, I thought he would be like, "All right, time to."
That's why you were mad. You hated Zuko.
Yeah, I was like, "Man, do you not learn past 2 seasons?" But it's okay. Now he's with us.
Yeah. Well, you don't hate Zuko anymore. Aang doesn't hate Zuko anymore.
No.
Sokka doesn't hate Zuko. I don't even think Suki hates Zuko. Toph is not going to get a Zuko mission, unfortunate for her.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Oh, don't worry. She mentions it.
Okay.
she does actually complain that she didn't get a Zuko mission.
Hmm.
But we got one last person to make amends with, and that's our next episode.
Yes. Well, before we get into that, we do have an interesting fact for episode 13, the bowling rock. Yes.
Is it the only episode to air on a Wednesday?
No. If you guys thought that, you guys lost 10 points.
Ooh, 10 points from Hufflepuff. Go on.
Yes. This is the first and only episode where only one type of bending is featured, namely fire bending. The other bending arts appear only in the opening sequence.
Yeah, there were no other benders on that prison. It was just firebenders.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Was that an interesting fact? I don't know.
Yes, it was interesting to me. I did like it.
I feel like I was going to take it out. I'm like, I haven't done, because I think season 2 I didn't have any interesting facts. Like, I'm losing some.
No. Never take out the interesting facts.
Okay.
If you have one, always say it, even if it's not interesting.
Okay. Well, yes. So
That's easy for me to say because our series is almost done, and that's the next person's problem.
I don't know if there's any interesting facts. Actually.
Don't spoil it! Whoa!
I didn't say anything yet.
All right.
But now thinking about it, maybe there are many of them.
There'll be some. Come on.
Yeah. All right. All right. So let's get into a serious episode. Season 4. I was gonna say season 14. Season 3, episode 14. The Southern Raiders.
All the episodes recently have been serious episodes.
Uh,
I mean, the one
yeah,
after this isn't, but all the ones we talked about so far have been.
yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. The gang all of a sudden are getting invaded.
Oh snap! Of course Azula found him.
Yeah, Azula with their ships. They found the gang's air temple. Zuko fell.
Yeah. Because when Azula showed up on her airship, his first reaction was to run as fast as he can and jump as high as he can to get on the airship, and he kind of messed up. It didn't work. He kind of fell into the bottomless pit.
Yeah,
But luckily, he
Appa.
had someone looking out for him.
Was it Appa? I think it was Appa. No.
No, not yet. He
No,
landed
no.
on a different airship.
Yes, yes. Everyone is getting to the tunnel. The tunnel. I don't know if they found it, but I don't think they ever mentioned this tunnel in the air temple before. But they get into it.
They did mention it. Like, we didn't really explore much of this air temple in particular, but we did hear like other characters like Wheelchair Kid and Haru. They're going off into places and whatever. So we know that there's more areas to see that we haven't really yet. So the fact that they basically just went inside.
Yeah.
So Zuko and Azula are fighting again, as they do
Yes.
quite a bit this season. And they both blast each other real big. It's kind of like the in Iron Man 2 when and here we go referencing stuff again, but it fits this time.
Yes.
When Rhodey and Tony do a big blast on each other and it makes a big explosion in the middle and it blasts them both back.
Yeah.
That's essentially what happens on top of this airship, and they both fall off of the airship. And this is the part where Zuko has people looking out for him because Appa swings by real fast and the gang grab him and pull him in. Interestingly enough, you know who grabs him and pulls him in?
Is it Zuki?
It's Katara.
Oh, right. You're right. It was Katara.
And then they look back and they're seeing Azula fall like an idiot.
Yeah.
She has no friends.
What a nerd.
And there's a moment where Zuko even says she's not going to make it. Like, and there's almost like sadness in that when he says that because that is his sister. She's not going to make it.
Yeah.
She's finally going to die. And like, that's good, but it's bad because it is his sister.
Yeah.
But then she pulls out a real powerful fire blast and like Iron Man launches her way to the cliffside and stabs a knife into the cliff and survives. And Zuko says, of course she made it.
Yeah, she's like Sly in the cliffhanger.
Okay. We've got a lot of Sly movies referenced today.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Rocky will show up. Or Toph is Rocky.
Yeah, kinda.
But campfire time. Campfire time.
Yes, just like old times. Aang says, I think.
Katara is still mad at about season 2 finale, where Zuko kind of, messed things up.
Like I said, Aang said, this is camping just like old times. And then Zuko makes a joke where he's like, if you really want it to feel like old times, I can run around and chase you and shoot fire at you. And everyone laughs.
Yeah.
Aang's laughing, Sokka's laughing, Suki's laughing, Toph's laughing. Tara is not laughing. She's not fucking funny.
It's not.
He's mad.
Later on, everyone is in their own camp. Zuko interrupted Sokka and Suki's thing.
Something's happening. Suki's walking around and she's like, what am I doing here? I'm in the wrong area. Like, I gotta go. And then Zuko goes into Sokka's tent. And Sokka is he's got some rose petals and he's got no clothes on, and I'm like, this is a children's show.
This is a kids show, man. What's going on here?
What's happening? He's got his hair down. He's in a sexy
Yeah.
pose.
Yeah.
And what's great about this is it's very clear what was happening, what was going to happen, and Zuko just sits down anyways.
Yeah.
He's just like, I don't really have time to whatever, so let's talk about this. So he sits down and he's like, your sister hates my guts. How do I fix that?
Yeah. Sokka was mentioning about how their mom died. And Zuko knows who killed Sokka and Katara's mom.
Yeah. Um in a kind of Uncle Iroh mindset, he's like, she has connected her anger over what happened to her mom to her hatred of me. And until we confront that, I don't think she's ever gonna be alright with me being here. So it's time to do the Katara quest. And
Yes.
we get periodically throughout this episode, we get little flashbacks to when the Fire Nation took Tara's mom. And it's in one of those flashbacks where Sokka describes the flags of these ships, which is they're Fire Nation flags that have sea ravens on them.
Yeah.
And so Zuko's like, sea ravens, I know those. Those are the Southern Raiders. All right, Sokka, thank you. And then he goes to talk to Katara, who hates his guts. And he's like, listen, I know who killed your mom. And if you want to go find him and mess him up, I can help you do that. And she immediately says, bet, let's go.
But Aang is like, dude, man, like, it's easy to do. It's easy to do it, but it's hard to, like,
Hard to
revenge
live with it.
wise. Yeah, but it's hard to forgive. It's
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
forgiveness. But Katara's out for revenge.
Oh, she's out for blood. Literally, as we'll see later.
I do want to say, I wish this episode was a little bit longer because I feel like they just went right to it, you know?
Yeah. I think maybe this did have something to do with the writer's strike, looking back on it. How it seems like Azula finding them at the air temple and then Tara doing her quest with Zuko here was maybe supposed to be 2 different episodes.
Yeah, at least like a two-parter. At least
they got like sandwiched in because we ran out of time, space, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think for the time that they did a lot, it's impactful. It works.
Yeah.
So,
they found the Southern Raiders.
yeah, they find the Southern Raiders and Tara starts to fuck them up.
She was bloodbending right there.
She did bloodbend this guy,
who they thought was the murderer.
Yeah, but then he's like, I only started working here 4 years ago. Please stop bending my blood.
And the next day is my retirement.
Yeah, I'm just 2 days from retirement.
That always happens.
Tara realizes this ain't the guy, and she was bloodbending him too.
Yeah, she was like, kapow, kapow, kapow.
One thing I wonder is, I do not remember if there was an establishing shot of it being a full moon.
I don't remember.
I guess there is one shot where they're on Appa and there is a big circle in the sky, a big glowing circle, but it doesn't look like the moon to me. It looks like the setting sun. So I'm not sure. But either way, I'm not saying that to like break the illusion. Because it could be one of two things. Either it is a full moon by happenstance, so she starts bloodbending, or Katara is just that powerful of a bender.
I guess.
Because we do get more into things like bloodbending and Toph's metal bending in the next show, which we won't talk about. But
no.
Yeah, I don't know. It's entirely possible, even if it wasn't a full moon, that she's just that strong.
She just has it in her veins.
In my veins. Randy Orton.
Yeah. Hey, there's nothing to say. Okay, so the guy who was getting bun bent, he said, "Oh, that guy, his name, your
He
mom's a
doxed him.
murderer."
He immediately
Yeah,
gave him up. He
I,
said,
I
"He
get him.
lives here. He's over there. Go get him, please. Not me. Stop bending my blood."
I get him. He's about to die.
Oh yeah. Screw that other guy. He sounded like a not good guy.
The murderer's name, his name, they say is Ray RHA. I think that's how they said it.
I don't remember.
Ra, I think, but he's retired.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yes.
He's retired and he lives with his mom.
Yeah.
And
He's a broken man. Old man.
He's just an old guy doing gardening, and his crazy mom starts yelling at him, and he's like, "All right, mother, I'm sorry." So he's not living his best life right now.
No.
Kind of in his schlub era.
Yeah. It's like you don't want to.
He's like Electro in Amazing Spider-Man 2. There's another reference.
But he's not funny as Electro.
Was Electro funny?
He was funny.
Was he funny on purpose?
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I don't know actually. Maybe. Happy birthday to Max.
What's your favorite part?
Yes. So they saw the guy, and the dude remembers Katara.
Did he remember at first, or did he remember when she started yelling at him?
I think when she took off her mask, her face mask.
Realized that she was a waterbender, and
Yeah.
this is a cool scene because it's raining and it looks cool. And there's that part where he's walking, and I'm gonna reference something else. It reminded me of that bit in early SpongeBob where SpongeBob's walking at night and he's like, "It feels like someone's trying to sell me something." He turns around.
And those two guys like, "Oh man, he's on to us."
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
He was walking and he turned around and he shot fire and he's like, "I gotta get out of here." But yeah, Zuko knocks his ass to the ground and the guy immediately starts begging. Very pathetic guy, this dude.
Yeah, we don't feel sorry for this guy. I think
in a human sense, like this is a pathetic being, a sad man, and like
he did terrible things.
Yeah, he did do terrible things, but you know, what's the lesson of this episode? What Aang said,
Aang said it's hard to forgive.
Hard to forgive.
So Katara stopped herself from killing him, and
she gave him a verbal lashing, though.
Yes,
she was like, "You're pathetic. You're sad. You're nothing. Look at you, be nothing. Continue to be nothing. Well, I'm gonna go be something."
The flashback was also sad too. When the flashback of her mom being being killed. It was like a young Katara, young Sokka.
Yeah, more context to her mom being killed. That she was killed because she wouldn't give up the location of the last waterbender in the South Pole, which was Katara.
Yeah, that's my man. This is a movie.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, man. This is a movie written show. So later on after that,
I did like the part where the guy said, "I'm sorry I took your mother. Why don't you take my mother? Then we'll be even."
That won't work.
Hey, that listen, we saw his mother. I get it.
How old is that mom? Is she like 200 years old?
She's old.
If that guy is old, then she old. Hey, that's Last Stand.
Another reference.
2013, right. Arnold.
Let's wrap this up. She does not kill him, but she also does not forgive him.
No.
Because what she says is, because Aang runs up and more or less is like, "You didn't do it, right?" She's like, "No, I didn't do it." She said, "I can never forgive him, but Zuko, I do forgive you."
Boom. That's 5 booms for me. Boom, 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 boom.
All right, there you go.
I like that scene. because the entire time she was not given any Fs to Zuko, but now she gives all the Fs,
Mm-hmm.
and she finally forgives Zuko.
And she gives him a hug, big hug,
Big hug, big bear hug, not bear hug, just a normal hug.
just a big Katara hug. Gotta like it.
Yeah,
But then this episode ends with kind of a big left turn
yeah.
where Zuko's like, "You're right, Aang. Violence wasn't the answer." And Aang says it never is. And Zuko says, "Okay, so what are you gonna do about my dad then?" And Aang's like,
Oh shit!
uh-oh.
When he said that, I was like thinking like Austin Powers, or at least what Zuko was saying. Like, what are you gonna do with my Faja? Just like the Goldmember movie.
Why? You're just saying references for no reason now.
No, actually, that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking through my, I was telling my thought process in that scene.
We started this episode talking about how you were like, "Oh, Avatar references a lot of stuff," and now it's just us. Now we can't stop referencing other things.
What are you gonna do with my Faja?
His Farger.
His Faja. His Faja.
On to the last episode for this discussion. Chapter 17, episode 15 it says, but chapter 17. The Ember Island players.
Before we get into that, I do have an
your
interesting
fact. Oh yes.
My interesting fact for episode 14 or whatever.
Whatever it was.
Yeah, according to the commentary of this episode, the sound used when Sokka sucked the flower into his mouth was a power drill.
That's terrifying. Now I have to go back and listen to that. Hang on.
Yeah. Go ahead. We have time here.
Oh, we got time. I still got time.
Yeah. Good episode. Pretty much like the last 5 episodes are pretty good. At least.
The whole show's good. I haven't said a real negative thing about this show since the entire time we've been talking about it.
Well, is there a negative thing to say about the show? I'm trying to think of one.
You could nitpick anything, but I'm not going to.
I mean, I can't nitpick anything right now.
I don't know. I'm sure that there's something out there like CinemaSins that looks for every little negative thing they could say about anything.
You know, I kind of hate that YouTube channel.
Yeah, I do too.
In the beginning I liked it, but then it just
well, in the beginning, you mean when you're like a 14-year-old kid and they're like pointing out the smallest flaws or contrivances in anything, and you're like, ha ha ha, yeah. But now you're an adult and you're like, shut the fuck up. Who cares? Oh, I heard it. I heard the drill.
You heard it? Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
It was literally just a power drill sound.
Yeah, I guess if I didn't tell you, you were just like, oh, no, it's just a sound. No.
I mean, once I heard it this time, like, it's unmistakably power drill. I guess I just wasn't paying attention before.
But all right. Let's get into the second last episode of the series. It's called Ember Island Players. I do want to say this is like the not final calling, but like the last thing before the biggest thing happens. So it's usually these type of episodes here.
The calm before the storm.
There we go. It's like the darkest before the dawn. I'm Batman.
Well, no, that's the opposite. This is like a calm breath before we get into the real stuff. It's the last comedy episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zuko and Aang are training, and everyone's back in their red Fire Nation outfits, which I like. I think their Fire Nation outfits look cool. And Sokka runs in, and he's like, "Look, I got a poster for this play they're putting on, and it's about us."
It's very, very meta.
It is very meta.
Because on Google Images, if you look up like Avatar, The Last Airbender, like pictures, you see this picture of that poster.
Yeah, it's like the season 1 box art. I think it's the box art for like the collection, or whatever. Um, but
Yeah,
they recreated it with like these fake actors in the show.
yeah, yeah. So they got into the play. So let's say so it was Zuki, Toph, Aang, Katara, Zuko, who are in the
Yeah,
not everyone else. Who are the other guys? Haru and the wheelchair
they're not going to
guy.
be on the poster.
No, but they're the supporting
Oh,
cast
you mean
and in the
here?
theater. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
they split up. They split up when
Oh,
Azula
and
attacked.
yeah, they're in the tunnel. I forgot. I was thinking
Uh,
the entire episode. Like, where are they?
I guess Azula's attack was more or less a reason to just go back to our main group here and
Yeah,
not have to have the big guy we broke out of the boiling rock tag along with us everywhere. Um, yeah, that's more or less why that happened, I suppose.
yeah. So they're just watching the play. Toph is having a great time, even though she can't see the
Yeah,
play.
the bits for the play are Aang is mad because he's played by a woman.
Yeah, that's very sexist of him.
Well, he's just like cause she it's like the Peter Pan thing, you know?
Hmm.
Every time Peter Pan is on stage, like it's almost always a woman because
Yeah.
like women can do like young boy voices or they have
Yeah.
like that boyish attitude they can do on a stage play. So a lot of times that's just how it is. So Aang is played by a woman here, and he's mad because he thinks it makes him look girly. And then Katara is like this. Oh, we have to not give up hope. She's like crying in every scene.
Yeah.
And so Katara hates that. Sokka is at first mad because the Sokka guy only makes like the same crappy joke over and over again,
Yeah.
and Sokka's like, I'm funnier than that.
And then Toph's played
Nobody
as
likes their portrayal at all until we
no,
get
no,
to
no.
Toph.
Yeah, Toph is a big, muscular dude.
My name's Toph, which sounds like tough. Did you like how they said that Toph can see in the play?
I did not like that.
You didn't like it?
No, no, no.
She
I
lets out a
mean,
big scream. She's got a pretty good look at you.
I just want to know, like, how do they know every episode?
Good question.
These actors, how do they know every detail?
Uh, maybe
I guess it's like a
maybe
big,
there was a spy for the Fire Nation that told them everything Aang was doing all over the place because we see him get out of the iceberg and we see like Zuko hunting him and we see things like him meeting King Boomy and
mm,
him like facing off with Jet. We see Jet die in the play.
yeah,
I love that part. We see like the North Pole attack. We see him meeting Toph. We see him. It's more or less like a clip show, but it's their twist on the clip show. We'll make it the shitty little play. It's funny.
yeah.
But no, what I'm saying is maybe there was a spy. Can you think of any character that's not part of the main group that every once in a while shows up and he's like in the thick of it somewhere? And maybe he has a reason to hate the Avatar. Can you think of anyone that I might be describing, Abrar?
Suki?
What if the cabbage guy
Oh,
is a spy?
okay. We have not seen the guy since in season 3. We have not seen him in the
That's
season.
true.
Are you telling me the cabbage guy is the Avatar?
What about what I just said
Okay.
implies any of that?
He could be the spy. I can see that.
Could be the spy. That's all I'm saying.
All right, all right. Oh, shout out to the old crew member who's doing all that work in that
Oh,
play.
he was doing every effect.
He needs a raise.
Did you like how long Zuko's hair got in the play?
He got pretty long.
Also, the entire time the scar's on the wrong side.
Yeah, it is. So then didn't get everything correct.
Nope.
Uh,
It's funny to reference something else. This same gimmick was used again in like one of the later seasons of Game of Thrones. You remember that? Where
oh, yeah, it's
Arya's
like
watching
Mhm.
that like
yes.
twisted version of season 1 as a play.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like
it's
a good recap.
Yeah, it's more or less what they're doing here. Like they're getting certain things wrong, or things are twisted because of like political reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of this, uh, they get to a point where Sokka stands up ready to leave. They're like, Sokka, where are you going? And he's like, well, we caught up to modern day. It's over. Like the play's still going. Sokka's like, are we in the future? And then they watch like them storm the Fire Nation and try to fight the Fire Lord, and the Fire Lord kills Aang, and the whole crowd stands up and claps because
Mm-hmm.
politically they think that's a good thing. That's what's supposed to
Yeah.
happen. Our Fire Lord, who is our leader, is gonna take out the evil avatar that's trying to overthrow us.
Yes. I mean, to their understanding, that's a good ending. But if you follow the play, you're just following Aang's story. But then your main guy dies, and then that's a good ending. No, it's not.
Yeah. Hey, come on. There's lots of movies like that.
Oh,
I don't know if I should say because you just said the main guy dies, and that's the ending, and like that would be a spoiler. But there's one movie from last year that I'm thinking about that has that exact thing happen.
last year, the main character dies.
Uh huh.
I don't know. What movie?
All right, spoilers. Bo is afraid.
Oh, he did die, and that's a big thing in the attic too. That's a big thing.
Oh, let's not
That's
talk
a.
about the attic. Instead, let's talk about Aang makes an oopsie in this episode.
Yeah, Aang and Katara are getting mixed signals.
Well,
Signals
yes,
ish.
yes. There's mixed signals going on because Katara admits she's like, I am confused, specifically about the two of them. So she's openly admitting that the signals are mixed. Aang's next move is just to plant one on her again.
Yeah.
Wrong move there, pal. Wrong. That was not the time.
Yeah. So he did that when before the invade the
Yeah. One
Far Nation.
one sneaky confession kiss is all you get. You don't get to do that twice. And she's like, "Don't stop it, bad." Whacks him with a newspaper and walks away.
Yeah,
And
it's
now he's sad and confused.
yeah, it's getting very awkward and uncomfortable. But that's crazy. You end that with before the finale.
Mm-hmm. What's gonna
Dang.
happen?
Well, yeah, at the end of the play, the Fire Nation won. They left, and that's the end of the episode.
That's the end of the episode. So yeah, we've had this fun little like recap of big events throughout the rest of the show. We get fun little highlights of the characters, their flaws, their insecurities through like Zuko is seeing on stage like him betray his uncle and all this shit, and he's like, I don't like this. So yeah, this was not a fun night at the theater. They did not enjoy it.
No.
Even Toph, who was laughing the whole time, they're walking out, and she's like, "That sucked."
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all saying like, "That sucked. That was terrible. That was awful." Sokka says the effects were decent,
Yeah, no worry.
which was your exact takeaway from the Last Airbender movie.
Oh yes.
This was almost like predicting the movie because this came out in 2008 and that movie came out 2010. So, like, if
Yes.
you didn't know any better, if you didn't know the timelines, you'd think that this was like referencing the movie, but it's not.
Whoa. That's trippy. That's pretty cool. Um, but now that's the that's the. Oh,
That's
but we
the-
forgot to mention Sokka and Suki went backstage and Sokka gave better jokes to the Sokka character.
Yeah. And he actually used them, and then
Yeah,
Sokka started to like the play better from there.
yeah. So all good stuff here. I do have an interesting fact in this second last episode here. A 7-minute preview of the episode was released at the New York Comic Con in April of 2008.
April of 2008.
Yeah, they showed a 7-minute preview of this episode.
That's 7 minutes. That's almost like
Half
that's like
the show.
a third of the full episode. Yeah.
I guess they showed the ending.
No, they probably showed the beginning.
Probably, yeah.
So April. That's probably yeah. So the show didn't come back from their hiatus until July. So Comic Con rolls around. They're like, "Here's the last half of the season," and then this. If you need a 7-minute chunk of nothing really spoiler heavy, this would be the episode to pick it from. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like a good recap episode, anyways.
Yeah. Fun episode. I don't know if it's a fan favorite. I always think of it when I think of season 3. I'm like, what a fun time.
No, I think you need this episode for the big finale.
Yeah.
You need these type of episodes. But okay.
It does serve as a good like reminder of like where we started,
Yeah, we started.
what we went through, where we are now.
What we went through since March. We started this rewatching during March, and now it's like June, end of June. So it's been a while. It's been a while.
We were pacing ourselves though. We didn't like. I feel like you could shotgun a full season in like a day and a half or something, but no, we were going 5 or so episodes a week, so we took our time.
It's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Because you digest more each week. You're gonna not binge watch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That is the end of this episode. Next time when you guys hear us, so we'll be talking about the finale,
The finale,
the series finale.
of Avatar, the finale of our recap.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. The finale is like an hour and a half, so we have a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, it is only 4 episode length, so it'll in theory be one of the shorter episodes we've done, but it's a finale. There'll be a lot to unpack, so we'll still probably talk quite a bit.
Let me do a little prediction here before we talk about the finale.
All right,
next time.
hit me with a prediction.
So I'm gonna say all my predictions I said so far is gonna happen. So the Penguins, Neville.
Okay. I had to remember what that one was. Okay.
Oh, the
big guy. I remember.
Jesse Ventura is gonna
see the body.
He's gonna slice a snake.
Ooh, maybe he'll get his minigun from Predator.
Oh, yep. The other one was
You said the pirates were gonna help Aang.
Yes, I still think they're gonna help him. But now my last prediction here is Aang will not be the Avatar.
Not be the Avatar. Okay, explain yourself.
Like he's gonna not release. He's gonna let go of him being the Avatar, and he's gonna be a normal person. Like he's gonna let go all of his bending powers.
Interesting.
Like it's like all of his powers can be gone, like the X-Men.
Interesting.
That's my prediction.
So, like, if he does that, does that mean that the Avatar is over? Like, there is no more Avatar ever again?
No more Avatar. The lineage of Avatar ends with Aang.
Okay, interesting. You do know there's a sequel series to this, right?
I thought that was a prequel. Wasn't it Legend of Korra the
It is not a prequel, it's a sequel.
Oh, oh.
Spoilers! Spoilers! Korra is the next Avatar.
What?
But let me tell you this, right? Let me tell you this. Don't get in your head that means anything about how this show will end.
Okay.
Because like how in order for there to be a next Avatar, what does that mean? That means Aang.
Has to die.
Yeah. So
Okay. My prediction then is
Mm-hmm.
Aang will not die, but he will still let go of his powers. Sorry, not powers. Firebending for all those people who are mad about me saying powers. They're bending powers. Sorry,
Who's
I'm still
mad
saying
about you
powers.
saying powers?
No, I feel like there's a lot of Avatar fans out there like, oh, it's called fire, water, bending.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any toxic. Avatar fans out there.
There's toxic fans of everything.
That's true. But yeah, that is my prediction. All those 5 predictions is going to happen.
So your prediction stays the same, but the lineage will not end because of things we now know.
Yeah, man, I wish I didn't know that, but it's okay. I literally thought that was a prequel because that looks like it's going to take place back in the day, like 200 years before, like Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. I don't know.
It definitely doesn't happen back in the day. No.
All right. Well, let me end this episode. Next time you hear us, we'll talk about the finale of this beautiful, great series. Nothing to nitpick in this series. Skyler, where can they find you?
No. I don't know. You got to stop asking me that. Because I've said this is like the 3rd week in a row where I'm like I've run out of funny answers. I got nothing.
I've been asking for like a whole year.
Yeah, I know. You know what? Let's do this now. You like you say Aang will let go of his bending.
Mm-hmm.
I'm letting go of the bit. I do not use Twitter. I do not use Facebook. I do not use Instagram. Any of those accounts that I may actually have, I don't post anything. So you can't follow me anywhere. Even if you could, it's not worth it.
All right.
Abrar, from now on, you don't have to ask me that.
Okay, if you are in the next episode, I would not ask you. I was going to skip over you.
If I'm in the next episode?
Yeah, I like it. If you're in the next Brown Boy Wonder episode, I'll say.
All right. You know what? If I ever get something to plug, I will let you know.
Okay, that's great to hear. But of course, you can follow this podcast on where can you find me? Oh, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can follow me on Instagram, Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. And the only thing I have to say till the series finale is yip.
Yip.